Okay, so I'm bringing y'all along for this process. I am working through the National Scrapbook Day challenges. This one is for Bash Your Scrapbook Stash, and it is to draw out and then paint your own embellishments using watercolors, paints, inks, whatever. So I just doodled. They're not the best, but I just kind of wanted to show y'all since this will be going into a layout. So I just have some water, a brush, my watercolors. These are just cheap. These are from, I think this is a Dollar General set that was like $3, or maybe even Dollar Tree. And then I have a bottle of water because I like to mist all of my watercolors just to get them kind of moving and working and all that stuff first. So, then I am just going to go in and add some water to my shape. And then I'm just going to pick whatever color I want to use. I need some more water in this one. I think I'm going to do this. Mix it up a little bit. Water it down just a little bit more. And since I already have water, it'll help spread. Now, I am not a watercolor artist. I'm not the greatest at it, but I do enjoy doing it. It's fun just to play around with. And so I'm not an expert by any means, just so you know. But this is anything like any mixed media. Y'all have heard me say it once if you've heard me say it a million times. I really do enjoy playing with mixed media, and it's trial and error. It's just having fun. There is no mistakes. You know, whatever you do, it can always be fixed. But I know this looks ugly right now, but I promise it gets better. I need one of those spray bottles you can flip upside down and spray with. It would be probably a lot more productive that way. So, and I am using a piece of watercolor paper that I doodled on. And it's just from, this is just like a Dollar Tree, like a $5 pack. And it's pretty good. I like it overall. But I'm just going with a little bright, springy look. You can see I've already did some of the green on my leaves. And I wanted to go back in and just add a little different shade of green to it. It just helps add some dimension. And then of course you have to fussy cut everything out. But if you wanted to do like a background or something like that, you totally could. And it would take, and you could make a really pretty watercolor background. And then you wouldn't have to fussy cut it. You just have to plan it out a little bit better so that everything's where you want it to be. And I'm not going to sit here and show y'all me painting every single thing. I just wanted to kind of show y'all my process, and I'll cut in and out and then piece it together when I get to the next part. So, and this one I didn't add water to beforehand on the heart, so you can tell it's a lot darker than, say, if I just watered it first and then added some color. And that's probably a little bit too much water, so I'm just going to take my paper towel and dab it, and even then it gives you a different look. See, I have a lot of water on my brush, so that's really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to work on painting these other things on the page. And then, alright, so I'm back again. As you can see, it's all dry. You can still see the pencil marks, and that's okay. So, the goal of this is to leave everything really loose. So, all I'm going to do, I'm going to use this Sharpie S-Gel .7 pen. Now, you can use any black pen, fine line pen, whatever. It's no big deal. I also have these that I like to use, and I have different numbers. But I really like these pens. I use them for my writing out my journaling and whatever. I really like them. So, pretty much all you're going to do is just go in. Just keep your lines loose. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means. That's the fun of it. You can go in, you can add in some like little centers and all that stuff. Now, sometimes it does pick up a little bit of the paint. So, to fix that, all you need to do is have your little paper towel and you can just wipe your pen right off on it and it'll be good to go again. So, you could also use an actual Sharpie if you wanted to. So, just going to go through and do the same thing all the way around. That one's just doing my leaves. And then I have these circles, and they're not perfect circles, so I'm just going to go around multiple times on them. Just to give them a little bit of something. And then even if you wanted to, you could go back in and you could do like some little polka dots on them with your pen. And then you could also fussy cut these out and use these as your center for your flowers if you wanted to. So I'm just going to do the same thing. You could draw in hearts, you could draw in lines. I mean, the sky's the limit. It's just you being creative pretty much whenever it comes to this stuff. So I'm just going to roughly go around it. I can always go back and do another line so that it, you know, looks like it's supposed to be imperfect. Y'all know I'm a go with the flow. I'm not a perfectionist by any means, so I really like the look of the wild and careless look. And I'm not going to worry so much about my centers because I may go back with like some the little stickles or an enamel dot or whatever and just put in the center of them. So sometimes it does help to turn your paper a little bit. This one has a little bit of paint that's a little bit thicker that I painted on, so you can see that it caused it to skip a little bit, but I'm fine. It even adds to the look even more, so I'm good with it. Now, I did use watercolor paper. They do make watercolor erasers, and some of y'all may have those, but if not, if the pencil lines bother you and you don't want them on there, you can totally just take a pencil in and go in and erase them. Make sure you're using a pencil with a white eraser so that it doesn't leave black marks all over. But you can also take your watercolor eraser. And I didn't know about this till I actually took an online watercolor class, but it just looks like this. It kind of almost looks like the putty that goes on the wall. But you can totally just rub this over and it causes it not to shred up your watercolor paper. But you can see how it's erasing it if you don't want the lines on there. I don't mind them so much. You don't really see them once you start tracing and all that stuff. So, I mean, but pretty much y'all get the point. I'm not going to sit here and make y'all watch me do all of these because I still have the video of the layout for y'all to watch. So, I'm just going to go around like this on this one for these berries. This is very much channeling my inner Vicky Booten because, you know, she does a lot of Friday Night Lives like this, and I love her. It's always so inspiring, and I love it. But, alright, so, you know, you just continue on. Just keep going. You can always, like I said, do multiple lines. On these circles, whenever you go in, like I said, I like the free look. But you can always, if you wanted to, you could totally draw in some lines in here and give them some stripes. I kind of like the skipping look because it adds more of the watercolor effect. But you could totally, like I said, do lines. You could do it again and just make a grid on there. And what was once looking pretty rough and ugly starts turning into some really cute art. So definitely try your hand at it. By the time y'all see this, of course, National Scrapbook Day will be over and the challenges, but you can always do this. It does not have to be, you know, just because of a challenge. You can do it just to create and try and have fun with it. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Pretty much all I will do is go back and I will just fussy cut my pieces out. I'll go ahead and do that so I don't have to stop it and start the video again. But, I just go through and we'll just fussy cut all of them. And voila, you have an embellishment that you created yourself. Let's see. Let's cut out one of the circles up here. And, well, I was going to do a flower, but I don't think I'm close enough to go in and get any of them, really. Let's see. We'll try to get this one off. I need to finish coloring in the other ones before I start doing crazy stuff. And voila, you have a flower. You have some circles, we have some hearts, and like I said, on these circles here, I'll just go ahead and cut one out real quick and show you what I'm talking about. You could totally take one of these circles and use it as your center for your flower. And you could pop dot it up. And look how dimensional that looks. But yeah, it's still just 2 layers of paper. And it's pretty flat overall. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that little extra bit. And, let's see if I can show you closer. Ooh. So, back to the layout.